Good.
Welcome everybody back to the Elliott team at Bob Hayes Realty's YouTube channel. Today we're continuing our series for our first-time home buyers. Today's video we're going to go in from where you found the home that you want to put an offer in. So from the offer, getting you to the closing table.
So we're going to write this offer for you. We're going to start out, we're going to ask you some details. We're going to find out what kind of price you're wanting to offer on the property. We will have already gone into it a little bit with you to see what do we think the list price of the home is versus the value of the home. We'll have touched on that a little bit. So we're going to go into that with you. We're going to go and talk to you about making a good faith or earnest money deposit and what that is. We're going to talk about the appliances, any personal property that's supposed to stay or you're asking to stay, and what's not supposed to stay. We're going to kind of go over that. We're going to talk about a home warranty, what that is. Are you going to ask for one? Are you going to buy it? Seller going to buy it? We're going to ask about the date of possession. That meaning whenever the closing happens, when do you get possession of the house? Normally, it's in today's world, it's the day of the closing. But there are other scenarios that we can discuss and go into that are house specific or situation specific. Then we're going to talk about the closing costs and prepaids. That term might not mean anything to you right now. We'll have already discussed that, and we're going to decide who's paying for that, how much it is, you paying for it, we asking the seller to pay for it. All those are options. We'll have gone over all that. And once we have this all filled out and we've gone over it with you, we're going to send this off to the listing agent. Wait for a response.
Okay, we've got a response back from that listing agent. They've accepted our offer. We've worked through all that. Next up is that inspection period. Now, I know most people are probably familiar with a home inspection, but that inspection period is can be used for not only a home inspection, but if it's on a septic system, we want to check that out. Maybe a pest inspection. Maybe you want to check the roof out. Jim and I can get you connected with those professionals to be able to look over that home so we have as much knowledge on that home as possible.
Now, Adam, what happens if, let's say they find some things that the seller didn't know, we didn't know, they run up against an obstacle when they come in this home inspection. What kind of options do we have?
So we are going to send a request over to the selling agent for the seller and that agent to go over and to see where we can meet on getting some of those things fixed or meet somewhere in the middle with those, getting those things repaired.
So let's say we've gotten to the end, we've got that all agreed to. The next big step is the appraisal.
Oh, yeah.
And that is something that the lender will order that. We'll call the lender, we'll say, hey, we got through the home inspections, we're good to go. Let's get moving here. So they're going to get a hold of an appraiser, and the appraiser is going to go to the house. None of us will be there. The appraiser is going to do their job. They're paid to analyze the property and come up with an exact price of what that house is worth. We're all hoping that it's worth as what you offered or more. If that doesn't happen, we'll discuss all the options and what we need to do about that. But let's just assume at this point that we've come to an agreement, the appraisal's good, and then at this point, we go back to the lender.
So we've gone back to the lender. The lender at this point is going to get us to the closing table. You all and the lender and us, all of us together, but definitely you and the lender are going to be making sure everything is in line to get us to that closing. I will say, to prevent some hiccups at this stage of the game, you definitely don't want to make sure you're going out there and buying anything on credit. No, don't go out and buy a brand new car. Don't go quit your job. Don't change jobs. These are all things that will hinder the process of getting us to that closing table. And, with the market the way it is, if we get into this point, we've definitely worked to get here. So we don't want something like that to hold us up at the very end here.
And those are good points. We don't like to have to say those things, and we hope it never happens, but obviously it has happened. So it's just better to discuss it, bring it up, and most people just don't know. So that's part of what we're here to guide you for. But so we've gotten to that point. The lender has told us we have the clear to close.
Yes.
Everybody's excited. We know what date it's closing on. We've got a checklist that we'll go over with you to get prepared for that. Some of the things that you need to do is getting utilities in your name. What to bring to the closing, like your ID, your driver's license, a cashier's check for the amount that the lender will have already given you with documents that they've gone through with you. Those are big deals. We need to be prepared. myself or Adam or both of us will be there at the closing with you.
Yes.
And hopefully when we walk out that door, you've got the keys to your new home. And everybody's tickled to death. And then me and Adam are going to be looking forward to coming and visiting you after you've gone in and painted and did all the little touch-ups and made it your home. We want to come back and see you.
Definitely do.
And then, so we're gotten to that point, and we're hope these videos or this series of videos has been helpful. It's just an overview. We went into a little detail, but honestly, to go into the real detail about writing a contract is pretty boring on video.
Yeah.
But rest assured, that's what we're here for. When
Correct.
the time comes, we will go into all of that detail with you and writing every one of those documents, what it is. We want you to understand it. It's a blur. Most people don't remember most of it, but we're going to do our best to answer your questions. So if these videos have been helpful, that's good. That's what they're for. If you can think of anything that you would like us to cover, any questions, be sure to write it in the comments, contact us. We're happy to help. But be sure to come back and see us. We're going to do some other videos, and we'll help you with anything you need. So give us a call, email, text message. We're licensed realtors in the state of Kentucky, here in Louisville specifically, in the surrounding area. But be sure and come back and check with us. Thank you.
Thank y'all.